What's up? So, as stated on the screen, today we will be going to quit my job. I'm walking out. Let me give you a little backstory while I get ready. This job is a health and rehab center. It's like the mix between a hospital and a nursing home. Long-term and short-term patients would stay there. I've been the concierge there for the past 3 years on the weekends. I was referred to this job by one of my aunties. She's one of the directors there, and she reached out to me a few months before graduating high school. My dad didn't want me to have a job like at all, but he was like, well, okay, let me give it a shot. At first, everything was just like, I got a job, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't looking for one. I wasn't hoping for one. I wasn't looking forward to one. But anyways, let me stop rambling off and tell you why I'm fucking quitting today. Because I've had it enough with them fucking nurses and CNAs and directors, and it's just full of bullshit, bro. Full of bullshit. Which is crazy because I just came from a convention with Black Unionists. I was invited to hold a circle for the A. Randolph, I'll put the name on the screen, I don't remember. It was a convention by Black Unionists held at the Diplomat in Miami earlier this week, and I was invited under my community to come hold a circle for the people that take care of the people. That was an awesome opportunity. Anyways, we were just talking about how like a lot of the times in healthcare systems, we be having the wrong people in this caregiver position because they do not naturally have that integrity, that compassion, that consideration, and just a good set of morals overall. And I feel like this job is a perfect example of who they were talking about in that meeting. If y'all can hear my cat in the background, please ignore him. Oh my god, bro, he's always meow meow meow, and he's so demanding. He's just trying to get in the house. But like, I'm gonna make it a little bit brief, and then later on I'm going to go into more detail why I quit and with a few more stories. But I'm gonna tell you about what broke the camel's back for me. A few weeks ago, I became extremely sick. Okay, this is the sickest I've ever felt ever in my life, and this is the longest I've ever been sick ever in my life. I swear it was, I don't know if I can say this on here, COVID. I swear it was that. I took one test and it came back negative, and I was just like, I don't believe it, because a cold or a flu does not make me feel like this. But you know who does make me feel like that? That girl. The symptoms I was having, bro, you ever have migraines so fucking strong it literally feels like your brain is trying to crack open your skull and like get more space? Throbbing, like the throbbing comes in like a pattern, and I'm sitting here bracing for it, you know what I mean? Like, it hurts like fuck. I don't like using medicine, but I did try because it was hurting that fucking bad. Still didn't help. I had a nasty ass cough. Hella phlegm in my throat, you know what I mean? Pause. What the fuck? Maybe I should pause. I don't have to pause for that. What the fuck? I was shivering. I went to sleep one time with a jacket on, with pants, with socks, and I had 2 blankets on top of me. I was shivering. I shit you not, I was shivering just like this. I was also very, very nauseous. And on top of that, I was feeling weak. So I couldn't stand up for too long, like 10 seconds, or it felt like my legs was going to give out. I had cramps, like in my uterus. I don't know if that was related. I feel like it was, because I don't get cramps. Them shits felt like it was like a rock in my shit. I was sick for 10 days. When it came the time to go to work, I'm like, I missed a few days already. I low-key need this money. I think I'm getting a little bit better, to the point where maybe medicine can help. So let me try to be a trooper. I learned that I'm supposed to give a little bit of time before I can call out and not get written up. I wake up in the morning. My shift starts at 9. Sometimes I wake up at 7. I don't know what type of person y'all think that I am. I am not waking up at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, to check my body and be like, am I feeling okay today? Am I gonna go to work? Let me call my fucking immediate supervisor at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning and tell her I'm not going to work. I'm asleep. Like, what the fuck? But I just text her so she can have it in advance. I'm like, hey, I'm feeling really sick today. I'm gonna try to go to work. I took some medicine. I'm gonna give the medicine about 2 hours to work. If it doesn't work, I'm going home. At that point, she would have had at least 2 hours in advance knowing that there's a possibility that I'm going home, right? They're like, oh, Cora, it's just try to stick it out. Just try to stick it out. It's really difficult to get coverage on the weekend. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I feel bad, but I also feel bad, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not gonna sit here at this desk fighting back my nausea all day for 8 hours. That's not what's about to happen. I came to try because I'm trying to be a good team member, but don't push the boundary too hard. Right now, as I'm speaking, the facility is full of COVID cases. And I feel like this situation right here is why. I'm sick as fuck and they're pressuring me to go to work. Oh, it's gonna be inconvenient for me. That's not my problem. You're a supervisor and that is literally your job to find coverage for me. There are individuals with compromised immune systems in that building, a bunch of old people over like 50, 60. Why would you want me to stay? I get to work and the manager on duty is already there. She's being impatient and opening the front lobby door for me because I was like 2 minutes late. I tell her, the MOD, that, hey, I feel really bad this morning. I took some medicine. If the medicine doesn't work, I'm gonna leave by 10. What the fuck, y'all? There was a sense of urgency. No patience. I'm coming. I've never seen you. MOD leaves. She gets on the phone with my supervisor and she gets on the phone with the DON, the director of nurses. She comes back to me, no, I shit you not, no more than 2 minutes later. And she's like, oh, so I just called the DON and she says like there's nobody to cover you, so just try to stick it out. And you know, everybody's getting sick in the building right now, so just try to take it easy. Even I'm not feeling good this morning, but you know, I have to do lunch and I have to do my rounds, and if you leave, it's just gonna be a lot more work on me. So just try to, you know, relax, have a good day. It should be a smooth day today. You know, if you need a little break for like 5 minutes or something, just let me know. I'll come cover you. I'm like, bitch, oh my fucking God, I hate when people do that shit. Let's just go. Let's just go. Look at his ass. Minky. They peer pressured me enough to stay until 12 instead. So I stayed an additional 2 hours, or rather 4 hours. I stayed until 1 because I wanted to stay until after lunchtime for them. I was still being kind and considerate when I was not getting that energy. I was pissed off at that point, and I'm like, even if I wasn't feeling sick anymore, I definitely don't want to be here anymore because y'all are pushing me to the side and validating how I feel right now. Oh, everybody else feels like that. No, the fuck they don't, because y'all wouldn't be at work. When I got home, I immediately wrote this poem that I put on my wall, basically just saying, like, promising to myself, never again will I drop my crown for some paper. That's never gonna happen for me ever again. And then I planned a day for me to walk out. I wrote a letter for my boss and my immediate supervisor. That's it. And I'm gonna print out a few copies of those, leave them around the building, and bounce. I'm done for now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get dressed, and then I'm gonna turn the camera on when it's time to bounce. I've made it. Let's go disperse these letters and dip. I'll be back, Evans. Love you. Let's hope that this goes smoothly. One thing that I'm worried about happening is there being visitors at the door waiting for me, and or residents waiting at the door to be let out. I can't let the residents out because I'm not going to be there, and then that will blow my cover if I have to tell them, yo, I can't be out, I can't let you out, I'm not going to be here, you know. So we're just going to see how it goes. Okay. Morning.
Oh, thank you.
just completely skip clocking in because I don't need it. I'm gonna hurry up and get the key. Good morning. Good morning. No, I'm not. Good morning. Sprinting. It's already a visitor at the door. Of course the fuck it is. Good morning. Yes. Okay. I'm finna hurry up and lock the door. Hello. Hi. Looking good so far. There's nobody going towards the door right now. If I'm not like you fast enough, I won't get caught up. Hi, do you know who the supervisor is today? No? Do you know who's MOD? No? Good morning. Can you help the lady at the nurses station? She's asking about, like, if the private room was, still reserved for her. And she would like a tour, but they're saying there's no supervisor.
I don't do tours. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't do the tours. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about the rules. I do not know nothing about that. So.
And nobody's here for that?
No, you don't have no who's gonna tell her that. It has to be some people from the front. We don't do that. We don't do no tours. I don't know nothing about doing that kind of thing.
Do you have any way to check if there's going to be an admission today?
It will be up there, but I don't. Didn't they tell you? They will tell you you have admission. Okay, the supervisor ain't here, not here yet. But they ain't tell me there was an admission.
Okay.
You will see it up there. I don't see none, so I am not sure.
Okay.
Maybe one might come later and they bring other papers.
Okay.
There's none up there. I don't do tours. I don't know nothing if what room is available.
Should I ask her to come back later?
Who told her to come today?
She says she spoke with. Should I ask her to come another day?
No, but who told her to come today?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, ask her. Who was the one telling her to come today? Because
there is no supervisor on duty this weekend, what I'm hearing. So they're asking.
No supervisor, no director of nursing, no nothing?
Nothing. I'm not sure. I'm just a concierge. So I don't know how I can assist you further. And I'm so sorry about that. And you said she's supposed to be coming today, so you can't come back another day.
No, it's today.
I made it! I've officially quit. Last clip, y'all saw one of the nurses telling me like, oh, she can't help me. There's no supervisor, there's no manager. Just sending me to be the messenger, going back and forth with the freaking person that needs help. And I'm like, I'm literally just a concierge. Stuff like that happens all the time. On the weekends, why the fuck is there no supervisor and no manager? I be running shit myself, but my paycheck don't be looking like it. Right now we're gonna go run some errands, and then we're gonna go to the park, and I'm going to just give y'all all the spiel and just rant about this dumbass job. I'll talk to y'all when we get to the park. Bye. Made it to the park, as you can see, probably. So I told you what the situation that broke the camel's back earlier this month. I was really sick, and they was just acting like I can't go home, basically. Earlier, when my current boss started working there, I had been working there for maybe like a year at that point. When she was new, I called off of work because I was sick. I didn't know it yet, but I had COVID, and she calls me. This is my first impression of her, because by the way, I didn't even know we had a new boss or nothing. She calls me and she's like, hey, this is my name, or her name rather. I'm getting a call from your supervisor saying like you're trying to call off of work, but I'm gonna need you to drink some water and come into work. Not even tell me to try to take some medicine, see if the medicine works, and then see if you can come in. Drink some water, come into work. Fuck no. Situation that I was vlogging while I was trying to leave. Also, when I'm looking for help and they're saying like there's no manager, there's no supervisor on duty, stuff like that always happens, and it's left in my hands. I'm just a concierge. I don't get paid enough for this, and it really sucks to say like that happens a lot, and especially in a place where people admit their parents, their grandparents, sometimes their children into that place, depending on us to take care of them and depending on our organization and our teamwork. But there's nothing. Another thing, again, with like lack of support, there have been too many times I go to my supervisor saying like, oh, this person needs attention, like they need their pain pills, or they're asking for somebody to help them out with this. There's nobody to look for. There have been multiple times where a resident would be like calling the police, or at least threatening to call the police. So I go tell the supervisor, and she'll be like, let them call the police, tell them to call the police. And meanwhile, I'm going like back and forth, upstairs, downstairs, trying to relay messages because she's being a lazy fuck and not wanting to come talk to the families that's in my face or on my phone, telling me like, oh, I need you to tell the supervisor to call me, or like tell them that I'm finna call the cops or whatever. I'm supposed to stay at my desk. I'm a concierge. I'm a receptionist. My job is to answer phone calls and stay at my desk. Too many times the job required me to be overly proactive. You know, it's like if somebody's calling my phone, like a resident or something, and they're saying, oh, my call light has been on for 2 hours, nobody's coming to help me. The CNA came in here, she said give me a second, and it's been an hour. What the fuck am I supposed to do as a human being with a certain set of morals? You know what I mean? I'm not just gonna be like, oh, just wait for them a little bit longer. You know, they probably have shit running up their back right now. There's been situations where like they've gotten ulcers or sores or infections because they're waiting too long. And this is not violating HIPAA, right? Because I'm not saying names, right? I can't work with a place like that because that's not the type of person that I am. I have too much integrity and respect for others and compassion, like naturally, to be in like that type of environment. An important point that I want to make in this video is just taking note of how your environment affects the way that you view yourself and that you view the world around you. So I've been there for 3 years. When I started off, I was a little bit more shy, less talkative, which is kind of contradicting for a position like concierge, because you're always asking people like, how are you doing? Hi, how's your day? Type of thing. You're on the phone. It really broke me out my shell. The experience overall changed me as a person in a good way, but it also broke me down in a way, and I started to notice that with situations like that, being around people that are very clearly overworked and underpaid, or people that's just always have a bad attitude coming into work, not even trying to have a good day, people that are not doing their part, doing their job at all, that kind of rubs off on you. You know what I mean? If you have that around you long enough. So I even seen it in myself. I started doing my job in a lazy way, and I started having just a little bit less compassion after a certain time. But then I would always find myself coming back to that point where I'm like, no, like if it was me in this situation, I would want somebody to help my parent. If you're a high-spirited person and you're around low-spirited people, that's gonna kind of weigh you down. Another situation, for example, my boyfriend just reminded me, I completely slipped my mind, wasn't even thinking about this. One of the dementia patients, he put his hands on me, and it wasn't like he hit my shoulder or nothing, he hit my titty. I feel like I don't even have to mention that if it hurt or not, because I don't think that's the point. I felt violated, you know, like that triggered me in that way. It was pissing me off because of the fact that he hit me, he hit my titty, and the responses that I got when I told the manager, I told her, she starts smiling and she's like, oh, he hits all of us. That happens to all of us. He does that all the time. On the weekdays, he hit me too. I was like, okay, the fuck? What's the next step? He hit me this time, so what's the next step? And he's like, oh, you want to write a report? Let me tell the supervisor. Let me tell her you want to write a report. I write the report. It wasn't too crazy. It's just some papers. Yeah, they looking at my coochie.
I'm sorry. There was an ant on me.
That irritated me because I'm telling you, one of the residents hit me. I don't give a fuck if he has dementia, Alzheimer's, whatever. Address it accordingly. I feel like even if she would have responded to me like, oh, he hit you? Where did he hit you? Did it hurt? Like, are you okay? Do you want a break? Do you want to go home? Do you want to, like,
Start handing me my options. Don't tell me like, oh, it happens to all of us. Bitch, what? I want something done. I ended up writing the report. I went to urgent care because they was like, oh, just make sure because it was your boob. I left work early that day. The next day, I was like, no, because if he hits me again and I get that reaction, I don't know if I can trust myself to keep my hands to myself. And I just need a mental health day. I called out and they didn't say anything that time, surprisingly. Have you ever like grown comfortable with something that you know is not good for you, but now you're taking the step to choose yourself and put yourself first, and now you kind of have to like rip it away and detach yourself from something that you found really familiar and used to. You got comfortable in the situation, and that is definitely what I'm doing right now. I keep trying to explain this the best way that I can, but the words that I have is just gonna have to be enough because I have nothing else. But I think me quitting today and quitting the way that I did, writing a letter, leaving it, and walking out and letting everybody just call me, it's kind of like I'm reciprocating the same energy that they were giving me. Like, I felt ignored and I felt walked out on, so I'm gonna walk out on them and I'm gonna ignore them. It felt like me, but I also made my presence in a quiet way. I think I really very much needed that, and I needed to take it upon myself to quit. I guess I was just realizing the effects that the job had on me and that it was obstructing me from getting to that next level of Quora. So I had to let it go. And that kind of bleeds into the next points that I want to make. Around this time, I was taking notes of signs that I felt like life was sending towards my way. It gave me reassurance that quitting was the right thing to do for me. I have a few examples. So for one, I seen a fucking dragonfly, bitch. And I was seeing angel numbers like 555, symbolic meanings of a dragonfly: change and rebirth, connection to nature, wisdom and resilience, good luck, power and poise. I was reading that because I usually don't see dragonflies, and the way that the dragonfly was like presented to me, I feel like it wasn't flying around. I always see dragonflies flying around, and then on top of that, I rarely see dragonflies at all. So this time the dragonfly was like on the wall. I was going to lunch break at the job, and I was leaving out the gate to go have lunch with my boyfriend, and right outside the gate, the dragonfly was right there. That shit was huge as fuck too. You know, usually you walk by an insect or something and they'll fly away. I'm telling you, like, we was buddy. I walked past it and then I came back, I was like, what? You didn't move. Like, and I'm looking at it, I'm getting close to it and everything. I'm like, bro, I feel like this dragonfly was meant for me. That stood out to me like a lot, and I just felt like, you know, it just meant something. And when I came back, it was still there. So I was just like, okay, bet. I took that in. The angel numbers 555, I seen that a few times. This little picture that I have right here, it says 555, signs from the universe: things are about to change for you. May the dark thoughts, the overthinking, the doubt exit your mind right now. May clarity replace confusion. May peace and calmness fill your life. You've been strong long enough. It's time to start receiving your blessings. You deserve it. Does this not give alignment, or like what? Tell me what's going on. Some media that I was taking in was a video and a book. For one, the video, Willow's Tiny Desk concert. If y'all haven't watched it yet, go watch it. You feel me? Not right now, wait after the video. But her vocal range, she was showing out. Okay, beautiful. I watched that and I was just taking it in because Willow Smith, she's been an artist since she was a child, and she talks about how music is literally everything to her. Even when she tried to stray away from music, she always found herself coming back. And she talks about how, like, you know, you have a passion for something or you have a dream for something, you just put everything in it and you just don't give up. And I realized that it's like, no matter what you want to pursue, if you really want it, just try and don't give up. I feel like those are the two things that you need to do, and you will get good at it really quickly. You know, it might not feel like it, but you do have to stick in there. And I do see that when it comes to like me trying to be consistent in taking care of my body by the things that I eat and how I move my body, and even taming the bad thoughts that I have, my inner voice. You just gotta keep trying and never give up. That inspired me a lot. Another thing that inspired me, the book I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. A lot of us know her as Sam from Sam and Cat or from iCarly. She wrote this book. It was amazing. I listened to the book while on shift. Oh, and again, I feel like it's important to note, all these things happened at work. I listened to I'm Glad My Mom Died at work. That was like 6 hours, just about 6 to 7 hours long. And I never do shit like this, but I'm literally like sitting at my desk like this, staring at the wall, and I'm listening to it. I literally sat here and listened to the whole book, 6 to 7 hours. And what that was telling me is that I have the time and I have the energy to pour into things that's going to feed into my future. You know what I mean? Like my business, or just working on my creativity and doing stuff like this. Like I like making videos. I don't know where this is going to take me later in the future, but it could take me to, you know, new heights and opportunities. You know what I mean? So basically just made me more mindful of the things that I invest myself into. The last thing was my orientation. I don't know where this idea came from, but one day I got a text from my supervisor, and she was like, oh, we need you to come to the annual orientation. I've been there for 3 years. I ain't never heard of no fucking annual orientation, but okay. The DON is hosting it, and she asked us like to introduce yourself and how long you've been here, why have you been here this long, basically. One of the older women, this Haitian woman, she says like, oh, hi, I'm from Haiti. I got this job from my daughter, and it was supposed to be temporary because I was doing whatever, but I ended up staying because I just never left. And she's been there for, I think she said like 15 years. And I was like, that's fucking crazy. My reason of staying for 3 years was the same. Like I never tried to leave. Like I never planned to leave, or I never had a plan, which was scary because it's like that's such a slippery slope. The 3 years could easily turn into 15 if I don't act right now. No shade, no disrespect, no tea on the older women that work at that job and they've been working there 15, 30 years, but I do not want that for myself. So I was just like, if I don't want to be ending up working here for another 3 years, I have to start planning for myself right now. It was the Dragonfly, the Angel Numbers, the Tiny Concert, the orientation, and the book. Those 5 things helped boost me. And of course there was like small things here and there, and I felt like that's the energy that the universe was sending me, that like I'm on the right track. So I pursued me quitting today, and I fulfilled it, and I feel like through that I'm showing myself respect, and I am depending on myself to be resilient in the future, and just trusting that things are going to work out in my favor. And I think you should too. When I tell y'all, I feel like I am really going through a big shift and transformation in my life. I'm telling you, like, you see I done started a little lock. I really want to rebrand myself because I feel so different just taking this act to do something unconventional and just saying like, you know what, fuck it. I already have a new job. They pay me a little bit more. I will have more time to work on my more creative routes and on my business. I like this new job a lot more. Everything's falling into place for me right now. My last words of light is just a summary of everything that I have said to you up until this point. Things are going to fall in your favor, okay? Trust your gut, trust your intuition. Me personally, I feel like that's just one way that the universe or God talks to us, through our intuition. I also feel like I said, they talk to us through, you know, throwing signs at us, whatever is going to relate to us the most, so we can catch it. You know, so if your body is telling you something that you need something to change, or you like something, or you need something different, listen to it, okay? Everything's gonna be okay, you're in good hands, like Morgan Freeman. So use me as an example. Don't let things get too bad to the point where you're like, oh, fuck it, and like you have to spaz on people. Like, try to catch the signs beforehand and then move accordingly. You don't deserve having to have all that pressure on top of you before you start taking care of yourself and making action for yourself. You know what I mean? Do it early. That's how you learn yourself, and that's how you learn how to treat yourself and show people how to treat you, and blah 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 blah. I believe that is all. I am complete. If you relate in any way, let me know in the comments. I love making this type of content. It is an outlet to me, and I also feel like it helps other people, whoever is going to come across this video. Don't forget to like and comment, and if this is your vibe, don't forget to subscribe. Definitely more videos like this to come in the future. If you here now, you're definitely catching me early, and you're gonna see me blossom into the beautiful woman I was meant to be. And trust me, like, catching it early, you're gonna be like, wow, I am so happy I was able to witness this girl grow. You know what I mean? So just go ahead and subscribe. I know you want to be here. I'm complete. I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Peace.